Hello and welcome back to the Highwheel Woodworks. I'm Tim Makers. Had an opportunity last night to go to a small auction house here locally. Somebody had given me a heads up that there may be some cool tools coming up for sale, so I went out there and looked around a little bit. Saw a few things, most of the day, nothing too special, nothing too much, but managed to pick up a couple of little boxes. So what I thought I would do here this morning is simply show you what I found, show you what I won at the auction. Won 2 lots. I thought we'd unpack it and show you what we found. So here we go, in the old Oreo cookie box. So let's pop this open and see what's in here. First off, looks like a file. Doesn't look like anything too spectacular there, but a neat old file. Like I said, some of this stuff is pretty crusty. Looks like an old breast drill here, or parts of it. Looks to be like most of it is missing, so that's really nothing particularly special and worth having. Have no idea what this might be. Looks like some kind of a weight off of something. It says number 6 or number 9 on it. It feels like it's about a 6-pound weight, so obviously that's some kind of counterweight for some device. Here's something that kind of caught my eye. It looks to be an older pipe wrench of some sort. Looks to be missing most of the hardware for it, so that looks like scrap metal. Here's kind of a neat piece, an old metal shears. Looks like somewhere along the line it might have been shortened up. Looks like it says a patent number on one side. Says something about H.K. Porter strap cutter. Oh, it's for cutting binding around pallets, the metal strap around pallets, so that's kind of a neat piece. Here we go. Here's an old saw set, the old anvil style for setting the set in a saw, so that's kind of a neat piece. Again, all the stuff that was in there was in pretty rough condition, this included, so that's a neat little piece. Looks to be a knob off of something. Left-handed thread, so it's some kind of a little knob off of something. That was kind of neat. Don't know what that is. It must be some kind of a pick or a prying device to get up under something. This is kind of special. I don't know what this is. It looks like some kind of a grooving plane with a skewed cutter in here, and it looks to be all aluminum. Kind of sounds like it when you tap on it. It's all aluminum, and it says Alumo 1A. Don't know what that is. Looks like a grooving plane of sorts with a fence on here, a guide here. Aluminum, pretty rough shape, but might be interesting. Here's looks to be a Stanley No. 5 wrapped up. Let's pop it open and see what's under it and why somebody decided they were going to wrap it up to preserve it. So let's take a look at that. Okay. I don't know what vintage this might be, but it looks to have the hard plastic tote and knob on it. Can you tell my knife's not particularly sharp? I don't really want to cut through it, but yeah, that's looks to be maybe they are wood, just really, really dark. Looks to be the old rosewood handles and all. Looks to be in pretty fair shape. No big chips or dents in it. Obviously, it's kind of rusted and crusted, but that can be cleaned up. We're pretty used to cleaning up old planes and all. There's a fairly nice Stanley No. 5 there. Let's look at what else might be in here. Right there's your knob that would have come off of the breast drill. A little box end wrench. A couple old files wrapped up. Look to be in pretty tough shape, but some cool old files. I guess if you were into plumbing and doing monkey wrench work, this would be kind of a cool one. The Edge Tool Company, Elyria, Ohio. Looks like it's a No. 8 monkey wrench. It says rigid on it. So looks like it's been sitting out in the rain for a little while. That's pretty crusted and rusted. Bunches of other little wrenches and all here, and again, like I said, this stuff looks like it's all been sitting out in the rain. Pretty rough shape on most of this, so we'll call that fodder for the metal pile. A soldering iron here, Looks like a whole package of files in here. Try to pop those open and see what that's kind of all about. Looks like some triangular files and maybe some rat tail files. Yeah, that's all that is just a whole bunch of files in there. Wrapped up, apparently someone was trying to keep them together and keep them somewhat organized. Though they might be a little crusty, they still feel like they got some pretty good teeth in them yet. Same with all these, just flat files, a couple triangular files in fair shape. Probably the one thing that caught my eye the most out of this package, though, was this Stanley No. 62 low angle bench plane. Somebody had wrapped it up as well, so let's pop that open and see what kind of shape that might be in here this morning. Yeah, it looks like the tote is in pretty rough shape. The horn has been obviously snapped off of that. It's cracked down here, but it is a Stanley 62, which is a low angle bench plane, like I said. Kind of rare, but it's in rare form too, it appears. A neat piece there. It's got the tote, or the tote's in rough shape. The knob is fair. This has got the adjustable throat on it. So if it were to be loosened up, you could probably slide this mouth open and closed. And it's typical with these. This area right here at the mouth is pretty thin material, being that low angle coming in there. So it's got a few pieces missing out of there. It's been hit a few times, so that edge is a little bit crusty there. I don't know if that's able to be repaired or replaced, but we're going to find out. And if nothing else, MJ down there at Just Plain Fun, he might have that replacement part that we might need to fix that up with. Looks like it's got the right original blade in it. The lever cap is good. The adjuster is good on it and works. So that might be an interesting piece to clean up and fix up and see if that's anything that can be salvaged and turned into something nice. But she's pretty rough. It's going to need a lot of work, but it's not often you find a Stanley No. 62 low angle bench plane. Bunches of other wrenches and stuff in here, just miscellaneous wrenches of rust. Bunch of little oddball stuff here. Again, just oddball little wrenches with it. Pretty rough lever cap. Looks like it probably come off a Stanley No. 3, possibly a 2. There's some sockets in here. There's one of those, whatever that is. Basically, the rest of it is just oddball metal stuff like that. I don't see anything else of any significance in here. A little lever cap off a block plane, a couple sockets, things like that. Spring-loaded center punch. So that's basically what was in this box. A bunch of other stuff is just literally an occasional socket. That looks to be some kind of bearings or pins in a glass container. Some sockets, deep well socket for doing spark plugs with, and all that. A wooden plane, looks like a chip breaker for that. So, like I said, it's just a bunch of oddball miscellaneous stuff. About the only thing in here that might be of some value is the opportunity to clean up this number 5 and turn that into a useful tool. Opportunity to work on this low angle bench plane and turn that into something. But it's like anything else with an auction. When you buy an oddball lot, you never know what's going to be in it until you start looking around, and this kind of caught my eye. I don't have one of these. They're kind of rare. It might be able to be brought back into serviceable condition. It's a neat little piece. So that was half of our adventure at the auction. I've got another box here that we'll get into in a little bit, but thanks for stopping by. Thanks for seeing what we came up with when we went to the auction last night.